Welcome to Raw and Real Real Estate with your host, Marysol Ortiz. Here, we cut through the noise and have honest conversations about the housing market. Each episode brings you real insights, stories, and perspectives from inside the industry, so you can better understand what's really happening in real estate today.
Welcome back to Raw and Real Real Estate. Today we're going to talk about the differences between buying new construction and resale. I'm going to break this down for you by explaining the pros and cons of each option. At the end of the day, this really just comes down to what you're looking for. And remember, if at the end of this episode you find it helpful, share it with a friend that might also find something useful in it. So let's get right to it. If you're looking to save on the overall purchase price of your home, then yes, resale home usually gives you a better price per square foot. I remember years ago, I used to tell my first-time home buyers at their orientations that resale homes were typically under $100 a square foot. Then I would draw a line and explain that new homes were usually over the $100 a square foot. But as you know, that is no longer the case because prices have gone up across the board significantly. But the general rule still applies. Resale homes tend to give you more space for the same money. Now, if you're looking to purchase a home that you will occupy, but it will be a future rental, resale may be the better option. Resale homes usually come with the lower purchase price, which means your monthly mortgage payment is lower and you're more likely going to cash flow. In other words, the rent you collect can cover the mortgage and still leave you a profit. With new construction, that's much harder to do right now. Prices, interest rates, they both make it almost impossible to rent out a brand new home for enough to cover the payment, which means they usually don't make strong rental investments, at least in today's market. If you're looking for a bigger backyard or more land, resale is definitely the way to go. In my experience at the moment, what I am seeing is that many new construction lots are ranging from 4,500 square feet to 5,500 square feet. I think if you get something close to 6,000-ish, you're getting lucky. If you're hoping for a finished yard, perhaps you're looking for something landscaped with artificial grass or with natural grass and some sprinklers, a pergola, a gazebo, maybe a basketball court or a pool, then you're probably going to be able to find that in a resale because most new construction homes do not come with backyard landscaping. There is so much money put into a landscaped backyard, and when you purchase it on a resale house, you're going to be able to get it for much less than you would if you were to do these things yourself. As you know, homeowners rarely get dollar for dollar back on improvements when they sell. So this is a benefit to you as a buyer. If you're looking for immediate savings out of pocket, new construction might be the better fit. Builders right now are very motivated and many are offering incentives like paying for your closing costs, buying down your interest, or even throwing in some additional upgrades like landscaping or including upgraded appliance packages. A lot of builders also have special incentives if you are military, in the education field, in the medical field, or in law enforcement. At the very least, I would say most builders include kitchen appliances in a home, and some will even go as far as adding a washer and dryer, which is money you don't have to spend right after closing. Now, if you are one of those people that likes to negotiate, then resale homes may be the better option for you. Negotiations tend to go more in the buyer's favor during a buyer's market, which is where we're at right now here in El Paso, and honestly in many markets across the US. With new construction, there usually isn't much room for negotiation. Builders typically set their prices and incentives up front. The only times I've really seen them budge are when a buyer is paying cash and they can be offered a small discount, or when a home has been sitting on the market for several months and the builder is ready to move it out quickly. If you're looking for peace of mind, new construction can definitely give you that. Everything is brand new, which usually means fewer headaches in those first few years. And don't forget, builders provide warranties, which is an extra layer of protection. If you're looking for a blank canvas, the new construction is for you. Maybe you've seen houses on the resale side and you don't like the landscaping that is there because you want less or more cement, less or more grass. Maybe you don't like purple walls, you want light and airy walls, or the floor plan just doesn't work for you. Sure, you can change those things later, but if you want to start fresh with your own vision, a new home gives you that opportunity. Production builders, the ones who build the same floor plan over and over, make this option accessible at a more affordable price. If you're looking for a home designed exactly the way you want it, down to every detail, then a custom build would be the way to go. Yes, it's more expensive, and yes, it takes longer, but at the end of the day, you will be walking into your dream home. If you're looking for community perks like an amenity center, then new construction is a way to go. That's becoming more and more popular throughout El Paso in different communities that are coming up. Amenity centers can include a pool, gym, pickleball court, picnic area, and HOA maintains it all. Think about it. If you're already paying for a gym membership and taking your kids to the water park a couple of times a year, your HOA fee could easily pay for itself. For families especially, it can be a huge money saver. If you're looking for character, resale homes shine here. Maybe you love the charm of brick homes. Those are harder to find in new builds unless you go custom. Or maybe you don't like open floor plans. Most builders today design with wide open layouts, but some people prefer separate dining or living rooms and a little more privacy when the door-to-door vendors come up to the front door. Resale homes often give you those traditional features. Here comes the good part. I'm gonna warn you about some things you should know, whether you're buying new construction or resale. Let's start off with warnings for resale. Number 1, homeowners insurance is often more expensive because older roofs, wiring, or plumbing mean more risk for insurance companies. On the flip side, new homes built to modern codes often get lower premiums. Number 2, when buying a resale house, you may be buying a home with a system like the AC unit, water heater, or roof that may be at the end of their life. And guess what? Insurance doesn't cover wear and tear, but that is where a home warranty comes in. You can buy one after closing and it can save you thousands of dollars. Warning number 3, if you buy a resale house. Your electric bill can be higher if you buy an older home. New builds use better quality insulation. At the moment, I'm seeing more and more spray foam insulation go into these homes, double pane windows, and energy efficient systems. While older homes may still have fiberglass insulation and single pane windows. My number 1 warning when I mention this is any home that has been converted from a swamp cooler into refrigerated air. This conversion can drastically spike up your electric bill. And don't worry, because I have a few warnings for you even if you're thinking about buying new construction. When it's time to sell your new construction home, you may be competing with multiple homes that look just like yours. Upgrades can of course give you a competing edge, but do not expect to get back dollar for dollar on these. Do these upgrades exclusively for you and your family's enjoyment, but do know that they will help you attract more buyers. Warning number 2, schools may be overcrowded until the area catches up with development. Be very patient and do your research on future school plans. If your corresponding school overflows, you may be having to drive out your kids to a school much further away. And warning number 3, if you are buying a new construction home, delays can happen. Construction can be pushed back due to supply chain issues, as we learned during the COVID years, labor shortages, or weather. So always, always, always have a backup plan for your move-in. Don't get the U-Haul and don't call the mariachis for the closing date on your contract. Now we're going to go to some rapid fire questions from our listeners. Question number 1, I'm buying a new home. Should I do a home inspection? Absolutely, yes, 1000% do an inspection. New homes are still built by human hands. So I assure you, once you do your home inspection, your inspector will find various things on that home. Personally, I have yet to find horrific things be wrong on a inspection report for new construction. Usually it's just small things, silly little things like the hot water and the cold water line are backwards. I think roofs do come up a lot and some other minor things. But that doesn't mean that some major things cannot come up. Do your home inspection. I have heard some stories from colleagues of things that are major coming through in these reports. So don't take a chance. You should know that some builders, and in my opinion, some very good, responsible builders, do inspections internally to check the work of their contractors. Because remember, yes, the builder is the face of the company. The builder is who is building your house, but they are hiring out the plumbers, the roofers, everyone. So when they run internal inspections, they are in a way rechecking the work that these contractors are doing. And so this allows them to make sure whether they are working with a solid contractor or not. Maybe they need to talk to them if something is failing over and over again, or maybe they just need to replace this contractor. Remember that you have warranties on your new construction home, so builders also find it beneficial to make sure and have your home as perfect as possible before closing, because that minimizes the amount of times they will have to come back should something go wrong to honor the warranty that they gave you. Next question. How much will an inspection cost me? So I imagine this is going to be different in every market. I can really just speak of my current market here in El Paso. And I usually give buyers a minimum amount of about $280. The price of your home inspection is going to be dependent on the square feet, on the age of the home, and what kind of inspections you are paying for. You have your basic home inspection, which usually will inspect electrical, plumbing, HVAC, roof, appliances. It includes cosmetic things that are very visible to the eye. But if you want to do a termite inspection, then that's an additional cost. If you want to inspect for mold, then that's an additional cost. If the property you are buying has a pool, that's an additional cost. If you want to do an infrared inspection to catch any abnormalities inside the walls, like ghosts, just kidding, not that. But if you want to do an infrared inspection, again, that's additional. There's many different inspections that can be done on your home, and you can select a package that best suits your needs. But at the very least, I would say $280, be prepared for at least that amount. Now, don't come for me if you have a tío or primo that will charge you $100, because you are a totally different case. I am referring to the minimum average for most inspection companies here in El Paso. Next question. How long does it take to build a new home? So if you are talking about building from the ground up, then I'm going to say 4 to 6 months. If you're going to go for a custom home, then you're looking at something closer to the year. Now, if you're in a rush, but you want to buy a new construction home, here's a little trick. If the home has barely passed permits, then you may still be able to select all the colors that you want on that house, and there's a possibility that the builder can build it in 3 months. Again, only if you're in a rush because of your living situation or your lease coming up. I don't typically recommend that you rush any of your builders, but that is just a possibility. And that is all for today, folks. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Raw and Real Real Estate. I hope breaking it down this way with the if you're looking for approach gave you some clarity on whether resale or new construction fits your needs best. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. It's about what works for you and your family. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes, and share this with someone you know who's trying to make the same decision. Until next time.